Awesome, guys. So today we've got this is packaging news. It's a weekly show, Monday 7:30. We've got Adam Peak from Myers Printing and People of Packaging podcast. We've also got Cory Connors from Landsberg Aurora and the Sustainable Packaging podcast. I'm of course Evelio Mattos from Package Design Unboxd. And how you guys doing?
Good, man. Feeling it's kind of the Monday after Halloween, right? When you got 5 kids, that's a thing.
Yeah, for sure.
All good. Thanks, Evelio. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this is our show, right? So we're going to do this every week. The three of us are going to come on here and we're going to talk about the week's news, make sure everybody's up to date on what's happening, maybe the latest things that we've seen, either information that we're getting from people that listen to the podcast or from Ubuntu, where you can go on and find out the latest packaging news. So let's get started, Adam. What do you got going on?
Yeah, so real quick, for those of you who don't know me, my name's Adam Peak. I'm a VP of Revenue Operations at Myers Printing in Minneapolis, live in Salt Lake City, one wife, 5 kids. I host the People of Packaging podcast. And I'm also an ordained Southern Baptist minister who loves Wu-Tang and whiskey. So there you go. And also packaging. I'm super excited for this. Yeah, and really pumped for Ubuntu to kind of line up with them. I've been following their stuff now for maybe a month, and just getting daily emails on packaging news has been really cool. So I'm sure we'll give you guys a link to go kind of check out what they're doing. So one of the stories that hit me last week was a new recycling app. And if you followed me on LinkedIn, if you follow the podcast, you know that I've become really passionate about recycling and creating value for the stakeholders, all the stakeholders in the recycling stream. And so Scrap was started by 3 younger guys, engineering students who saw the same problem, and they launched this. It's a recycling app. And they're crowdfunding it. I downloaded it. It's not, it's still in kind of whatever alpha. Is that the right word for developing things?
Beta.
It's in beta. Yeah, I don't know. I was not in a fraternity in college, so it's an alpha, beta, kappa, phi, sigma, gamma. Anyway, so I got the app downloaded here, and what you do is you scan the barcode, and then it tells you, based on your geography, where you're at, whether or not the item that you have is going to get recycled or not, how to recycle it actually. And so it's a continuous learning model. They've got a ton of stuff planned for the future. Planning on having their founders on the People of Packaging podcast, and just really helping them kind of expand what they're doing. And if you guys don't mind, I was gonna real quick share this. Hang on. Share this screen here because they are crowdfunding currently. I backed them. I think it's really awesome what they're doing. So they're on WeFunder. You can see. Hopefully you can see. Yeah, are we?
Yeah, we can see it for sure.
Man, we did it. Look at us. We're like professionals. So you can go to their WeFunder page. I'll make sure to post a link on my LinkedIn page. But so you can go invest, be part of the movement, and really help create value through at the start of the recycling chain, right? So we can give people, they're giving out credits and tokens for properly recycling things. So anyway, super pumped for what they're doing over at Scrap. Check them out. Download their app, get going, and join the movement. That's what I would say.
That's awesome, man. And then so you can go there, you can download the app, you can also support them, and then let's just watch them grow and let's see what happens.
Yeah. This isn't. I mean, what you see right now is not. It's only the beginning. Kind of like this show, right? It's like what you're going to see today. We're going to look back on this. We're going to look back on this in 6 months and be like, "Wow, that was our first show. That was rough."
Well, that sucks. That's awesome, man. So if a brand wants to get in contact with them and they want to partner with them, I'd say now's the best time to do that.
100%. Yeah. If you're recycling, if you're a MRF, if you're a brand, if you're a retailer and you just want to get involved, looking at kind of reading the tea leaves of the future of the US as extended producer responsibility, becomes a thing that seems to be getting some momentum, brands are going to have to really start paying attention to how will they collect this data. And Scrap, I think, is really putting themselves at the forefront of that. So yeah, would recommend, and they can reach out to me as well. You can hit me up on LinkedIn. I'll connect you up with the guys, or just reach out to them directly. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, man, that's awesome, dude. And then Cory, what do you got going on? You've got somebody
Great.
coming
Thank
on
you
your
so
podcast
much.
soon.
Yeah, really excited. I'm Cory Connors, sustainable packaging consultant with Landsberg Aurora. Also the host of Sustainable Packaging with Cory Connors. And this week on our podcast, we've got VoBev, which is a totally innovative solution for canned beverages, where they're literally making the cans on site, filling the cans, printing the cans, everything in the same facility. So you're avoiding freight and all of that fuel cost. It's a much more sustainable option, and really excited about that episode. They're just about to launch. Adam, you might know what date they're launching, as you're a Utah person, resident.
Yeah.
Utah.
Utah.
I don't know what it is, but yeah, they're launching. I don't know the exact date, but yeah, they're building out a massive facility right here in Salt Lake City, Utah. So shout out to all the Utahians. I think I honestly don't know. Like I'm a Coloradoan. Like that's my. I mean, I've been here for 3 years, right? I live in Salt Lake City, but I still cheer for the Denver Nuggets, and will for the rest of my life when they come to Utah. But it's an awesome company. They're really innovating in the packaging space for sure. I'm glad you're having them on.
Thank you. Yeah, the episode just posted last night at midnight, like I always do with my podcast. So it's live now. Check it out on our, on your Apple iPad or whatever device you look at iPads or podcasts. Also want to talk about something innovative in the packaging space for recycling. And there's two companies. One's called Restock, and one is called EnvoPap. And what they're doing is they're taking scrap, they're taking waste like wheat straw and sugarcane materials, and they're turning that scrap that would have gone just into back into the earth, and they are turning that into a usable substance like a paper or a packaging material. I think the most famous use of this is AB InBev, for their
for their
6-packs. So really excited for this kind of thing. Love it.
Yeah, for sure. And for AB InBev, I had Keenan Thompson on, who was part of the development on that material. We went into detail on the development, the launch, and just the overall savings that came from that product and how to innovate something like that. So you can catch that on the Package Design Unboxd podcast.
Is that the SNL guy is also?
His name's Keenan Thompson, right? That was good. That was crazy.
He's a multitasker.
Yes, the guy's awesome.
That's cool. Hey, real quick, by the way, I've got I forgot to mention this, but tomorrow I'll be launching a People of Packaging podcast episode with Todd Mowdy from CBX. So make sure you can find all my episodes at peopleofpackaging.com, or really wherever you listen to podcasts. Or quite candidly, like Cory said, if you want to view iPads, that same. You could also probably find my podcast the same way, but you might.
I only
listen
on iPads.
Yeah. Perfect. I only listen on my Microsoft Zune.
Yeah,
it's the only place I listen. No, but yeah, I'm super excited. I mean, Todd's done some incredible things in the packaging industry. So, yeah, there's my plug. Also, I need like 5 more followers on the TikToks. I'm almost there, guys. I'm almost there.
I'm live right
almost
now.
to 100. Yeah, dude, I'm working on 70.
I'm live on TikTok right now, so let's see if anybody's listening. Go follow Adam Peak. Sustainable Packaging, I think, is your
maybe
name
I may change it. Am I allowed to change my handle on TikTok?
Yep.
Maybe I'll go by Carrygated. People just be confused. They're like, I thought this was the good guy on TikTok.
Hey, Kirk. How you doing, bud?
What trends are going to more readily be available, fully recyclable if there aren't any already? Well, some Dustin posted a comment on here in terms of the Nature Valley bars. Um, those materials are recyclable, but of course those are store drop off. So you've got to eat your granola bar, leave crumbs everywhere, and then just drive it to the store in order to recycle that stuff. And you got to make sure that your store even collects that. So, there's a lot of different materials out there. I think the most important part is figuring out what collection exists in your general area.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a big push, a big innovation around creating value from mixed packaging materials. So you see a lot of and I don't know what the carbon impact of these things are, and they're still pretty early on, but pyrolysis, so taking a whole bunch of stuff and making, crude oil out of it rather than, pulling petroleum out of the ground. So that's something that's being worked on right now. I know that Michael Ferrari, who is a longtime P&G executive, and also Dr. Bruce Welt from the University of Florida are doing some really interesting work around syngas. So basically being able to take packaging, all sorts of packaging, and create liquid methanol out of it to create circularity. So there's some really interesting things around advanced recycling that I think will be worth following. I could see a world in the future where we're actually mining our landfills so that we can make, oil and other things that we kind of need, and then those just get turned back into, petroleum or methanol or, fuel or something like that. So those are some areas that I think I'm following pretty closely, because we're seeing a lot of oh yeah, this is recyclable. It's like,
Right.
okay, well, that doesn't help. Is it valuable? That's really the question.
Yeah, for sure. That's a much better feature than if we picture Wall-E, right? Where they're just little robots stacking up our trash, and
Right.
we're living in the middle of space.
Yeah.
We got Dustin Stearman, who comes back and says, Cory, you guys were catching up last week on Amazon really needing to pick up all the packaging at your homes. I still don't understand why they don't do that. I mean, they're at my house at least 3 times a day. I could leave the boxes out there. They could pick them up and reuse them.
It seems like such a brilliant system, and it would save them a fortune, and it would be such an environmental coup. I just absolutely love the idea. I'd recommend that they pick up not only corrugated, but also the bubble pouches that they're famous for,
Mhm.
and all kinds of packaging. It can be reused dozens of times.
Can
Yeah.
I maybe offer a reason why I don't think that they do it? Is the size sorting of the boxes may cost too much. So,
Yep.
there's if they're picking up all sorts of random sized boxes, that then they have to figure out a way to, kind of resort, and then they have to take off, all the shipping labels, and, they have to make the boxes reusable. My guess is that cost as of today is a lot more than
Yep.
just getting a new box and encouraging everyone to recycle their corrugated so that it can come back through the system. So yeah, and like Ryan's saying as well, it would depend on where it's at on the route. So
Yep.
if they're picking up all the boxes, and are they just going to pick up Amazon boxes?
Mm.
Are they going to pick up everyone's corrugated, and you've got a full truck? So I do think there are some real logistical issues with it, because in theory it makes a lot of sense. But as I've thought about it more, I'm like, I'm not quite sure. I mean, maybe they could do it at the end of the route. I'm not entirely sure.
I don't know, man. I'm just picturing these guys having a rack in the back, and they put all the small boxes in one area, the medium boxes, large boxes, and they pre-sort as they're collecting. But I mean, I've seen the guys drive around my neighborhood that collect people's trash, and they've got racks on top of their cars that are gigantic. So I mean, if these guys can do it, Amazon can
Yeah,
do
but
it.
I think I mean, I really believe that Recyclops, a company like that that's sort of hiring Uber drivers to pick up recycling, and they're getting money from people to do that, is probably a more scalable option than, because these Amazon drivers, I mean, it's all they're almost all independent. A lot of them are independent businesses that operate these trucks, and so you're asking their drivers to do another thing that is not valuable, right? They're paid to deliver as many boxes or as many packages as they possibly can. So now if they have to deliver a box and then pick stuff up and then sort it and all, I don't know. I'm not sure that the economics are quite there. Not to be Debbie Downer on it, but I just don't.
It might be better off as a separate company, like a Ridwell or a Recyclops, that picks up that material and then resells it to small businesses. Those businesses would eat up those boxes so fast, in my opinion.
For sure.
Especially now
Ridwell's
with corrugated shortage and everything. It's we need them.
Sure. And Ridwell's doing some pretty awesome stuff, man. It'll be great to talk about those guys on next week's episode, because guys, we are out of time. It's 7:45. I want to thank you, Adam, Cory, for joining us here on the Packaging Design News. Again, we'll be here again next Monday at 7:30, bringing you the latest in packaging. Great conversation, guys. I appreciate everybody's comments. You can follow us here on LinkedIn. You can follow us on TikTok. I'm losing. I've got like 60 followers. And Adam, you're almost at 100. And of course, Cory, Cory's like at 1 million. So he's our TikTok superstar over here.
Dozens of.
All right, guys. We'll talk soon. Catch People of Packaging podcast, Sustainable Packaging podcast, and my Unboxd. I can't remember what it's called. Packaging Design Unboxd podcast. All right, guys.
Thank you.
We'll catch everybody later.